students. Welcome to SN Public Academy Campus 5. And I hope you all are doing good. And I hope you all happy and fine. So, welcome to the English Literature class grade 8. And I'm your teacher, Miss Sabarif. I hope you all know me now because we have met so many times. And as you all know that in literature, we are doing the play Hamlet written by William Shakespeare. So today we'll be inshallah completing this play, and today we will be doing the last part of this play. So I want you all to pay attention and to listen with concentration, because definitely if you miss the ending and if you don't understand the ending well, then it will be difficult for you people to understand what happened and what was actually the end of the story. Okay, so make sure you listen to what is important details. Okay, first let's have a quick review today that what have we read so far. That was the last chapter that we did in class, and that was called The New Grave. What was in that? Let's see, those of you who have missed that chapter, who were not there in the class, so please let's see what we were doing. Okay. Hamlet returns to Denmark and informs Claudius and Horatio about his arrival. Okay, you remember Hamlet returned to Denmark. The pirates dropped him at the first port in Denmark. And what happened? That Claudius he wrote two letters. One letter he wrote to Claudius, and one letter he wrote to Horatio, and he informed them that he was back. And in his letter to Horatio, he also told him about Claudius's evil plan of killing him. On their way, Hamlet and Horatio see a grave being dug and discover that it is for Ophelia, who went mad and committed suicide. Right? They saw the grave, and then they saw the king and the queen arriving, and amongst the guests of the funeral guest, and they were shocked why have the Claudius and Gertrude come over, and then finally when they saw Laertes, crying out loud that, "Oh, my dear sister, why did you do this and why did you kill yourself and all that?" Then Hamlet discovers that, oh, it is my beloved Ophelia who has died, and he couldn't control his feelings, and he also goes forward and he jumps into the grave, and Laertes and Hamlet start fighting in the grave, and people separate them, and then Laertes challenges Hamlet openly that, okay, today I'm leaving you, but your grave will be next to Ophelia soon. Okay, I will soon get you killed, or I will soon kill you, and your grave will be the next one around here. Okay. Later, Ophelia's brother wants to take revenge from Hamlet for killing his father Polonius and leaving Ophelia, who committed suicide. So this is what I just told you, that Laertes, he was Ophelia's brother and Polonius his son, and he was so mad, he was so angry with Hamlet because he thought that Hamlet was the main culprit. Hamlet was the main person who was responsible for the death of Ophelia and who killed Polonius. So he said that, okay, I'm going to take my family revenge from you for sure, and I will not leave you like this, and I will get you killed. I will, kill you definitely. Claudius cleverly plans to use Laertes' anger and hatred against Hamlet. So basically, what happens when Claudius finds out, when he sees that, oh, this man is openly challenging Hamlet, then he says, okay, fine, I'm going to use this person's hatred and anger, and he calls Laertes over for a meeting, and he tells them, he encourages him that yes, it's your right to take revenge from Hamlet. You are, on your right. You should take revenge from Hamlet. I am there with you, and I'm going to help you with a wicked plan. Okay. They plan to offer Hamlet for a friendly sword match between Laertes and Hamlet. Laertes would use a sharp-pointed poisoned sword, and Claudius will wish Hamlet good luck by offering him a bowl of wine with poison. So basically, if you remember, the students who were in class, that what was their plan, that they are going to ask Hamlet to come over for a friendly match, and actually when you're having a friendly match, you use blunt swords, okay, swords that are not pointed, but they are going to, the wickedness or the trick they are going to use here is that they will be using not a blunt sword but a sharp pointed sword, and also they will put poison on it, so that with every cut that Hamlet receives, or with every wound that he gets, blood in his blood, poison enters. Okay, and to make their plan more, foolproof, and they to have a backup plan as well. What do they do? Claudius says that okay, before Hamlet will begin the match, I will wish him luck, and I will have two bowls of wine near me, and from one I will drink, and from the next one I will offer him to drink, and in that the bowl which I will offer him to drink, I will pour poison, so that even before he starts the match, he has poison running in his bloodstream, and in this way he will not be able to remain in his senses for a long time, and he will not be able to fight well, and Laertes will get open opportunities to hit him and strike him again and again with his poisoned sword. Okay, so and then you remember Laertes said that okay, finally Ophelia and Polonius will rest in peace because I will take my revenge. And Claudius said to himself that I will be safe at last. Okay, that finally Hamlet will be removed, Hamlet will be dead, Hamlet will be killed, and I will be the king forever, and there will be no more threat to me from anybody. Okay, so today we are going to continue from here, and let's start reading on page number 66. The truth is known, and this is the last chapter of Hamlet. So please open up your books to page number 66, everyone. I'm giving you a minute. Hurry up, take out your books and open them on page number 66. Okay, let's start reading. The truth is known. Hamlet agreed quite happily to take part in the fighting match. He was eager to test his skill as he had been practicing. The queen and all the noblemen gathered to watch the fight. Before it began, Hamlet spoke quietly to Laertes. Okay, so what happens? Definitely because Hamlet knew that he's having good, fighting skills. So he says, "Okay, fine, I'll have a fight with you, no worries." And he accepts the offer, and the match, the day is fixed, and they all arrive for the match, and the queen is there, the noblemen are there, they all gather to watch the fight, and before they could begin, Hamlet went to Laertes to talk to him. Okay, kindly underline the word practicing with him. I told you I want to be able to underline these words for the dictation. Okay, let's read. I am so sorry for the unhappiness I have caused you, he said. Believe me, I never wanted to hurt you. I love you like a brother. Laertes looked into Hamlet's eyes and suddenly felt very sorry for what he was going to do. He thanked Hamlet for his kind words, and they shook hands. The fight began. At first, Hamlet seemed to be winning. He hit Laertes with his sword, but of course, Hamlet's sword was blunt, so Laertes wasn't hurt. When they stopped to rest, Claudius urged Hamlet to take a drink of wine. So, what is happening that Hamlet, he goes to Laertes and he tells him that, I'm really sorry for all the unhappiness that I have caused. Nothing was intentional. I didn't do anything intentionally. I didn't mean to hurt you or to kill anybody in your family. It just all happened by chance, by luck. It was like unfortunate for both you and me to lose two people like this. Polonius was not killed by me intentionally. It was just an accident. And Ophelia killed herself, although I had never stopped seeing her. She stopped seeing me, and after listening to all this, Laertes was not a bad man. Okay, he was not a wicked man by nature. He just turned wicked, or he just made an evil plan with Claudius because he was very upset. He was disturbed. He was distressed, and because he was very upset, when we are very upset, at times we make at times we plan stupid or wrong things, and then later on we realize that, oh, because we were very angry, we were very mad, we didn't actually make this thing correct, we shouldn't have done this. So it was exactly the same with Laertes. When he looked into Hamlet's eyes, and he saw that actually Hamlet was very ashamed of the himself, that unfortunately he was being thought of as a culprit. So, he just thanked him for the kind words, and the fight began. And, as soon as the fight began, because Hamlet has been practicing, so he is winning. But every time he's going to hit Laertes, Laertes did not get hurt because Hamlet's sword was blunt. Okay, and it was Hamlet's sword was leaving no wounds to Laertes. So because Laertes was not getting any wounds, definitely his energy wasn't draining. Okay, and then what happened? They stopped to rest, and Claudius urged. Urged means forced Hamlet to take a drink of wine. Come on, dear prince, he said. I will drink to your health. Take this bowl and drink to mine. So he drank from one bowl that was not poisoned, and he offered Hamlet to drink from the another bowl that was poisoned. Okay. I'll drink later when the match is over, replied Hamlet, and put down the poisoned bowl. The fight began again. The two men fought hard. Hamlet was becoming tired. Laertes almost hit him again and again. Claudius was so excited he could hardly breathe. In the moment, it would all be over. He was watching the fight so carefully that he didn't notice Gertrude get up from where she was sitting beside him. Then Laertes was hit again. The king quickly turned to Gertrude, but she was standing close to Hamlet. Okay, so because you see what happened, everybody was so much involved in the fight, looking at the fight. Hamlet, first of all, he refused that. Okay, I don't want to drink. I'll drink later, and their plan B failed first of all because Hamlet did not take the poisoned drink or poisoned wine, and he refused to drink it, although he wasn't like having the expectation that there is some poison or something in it, but just because he was fighting and he didn't feel like drinking anything at that moment, so he said, okay, I don't want to drink. And the fight began again, and both the people were actually fighting very good. Laertes also had expert skills, and Hamlet was also practicing, so he was also good at fighting. And both of them were fighting, and Claudius was out of breath, looking that, oh, everything will be over soon. And although they might be equal to each other in the opposition, but because Laertes has a pointed and poisoned sword, so definitely Hamlet would be killed with it. And he didn't notice in that moment that actually Gertrude got up and she went to Hamlet, and she was standing close to Hamlet because definitely she was the mother. She was boosting up the morale of her son, so she went to him and she was telling him, okay, go ahead, my son, you're fighting good. And definitely she was boosting up his morale. Hamlet, take my handkerchief and wipe your face. I drink to your victory, she said, and picked up the poison bowl. Now, what happened? That she took, she was standing there, and there was this bowl, and she gave him the handkerchief to wipe the face, and then she says, "Okay, I'll drink to your victory. Let hope you will be victorious." And she picks up the poisoned bowl. Okay, Gertrude, do not drink, exclaimed Claudius, but it was too late. Claudius was horrified, but he didn't dare to say anything more. The queen sat down again. So now what has happened actually that rather than Hamlet drinking from the bowl, Gertrude drank the poisoned wine. Okay, and this is actually fate that she unknowingly she got involved into the crime, the murder of the king. She doesn't know that the king has been killed by her own husband, but she got involved in that also by chance because definitely she married Claudius later on. And here also unknowingly she drinks the poisoned bowl. And now definitely it is poison running in her bloodstream. And Claudius, although he saw her drinking, but he just stopped, said, "Oh, don't drink it." But because it was too late, he saw that she is already drunk, so he keeps quiet. Because if he would have created a panic, why are you drinking? And if he would have kept on asking that, "Don't drink, don't drink, don't drink," then people would have become suspicious. So he didn't say a word more. He just said once, "Oh, don't drink." But when he saw that, okay, now this lady has drunk it, so he just remained calm and quiet. Although he was horrified, he was terrified that now what's going to happen because the queen has drunk from the poisoned bowl. Okay. At that moment, Laertes cut Hamlet with his sharp sword. They struggled, and Hamlet seized Laertes' sword and cut him with it. Okay, now what happened? That at that moment, Laertes cut Hamlet with his sword. That is, Laertes hit Hamlet with his sword, and he started bleeding because he had a sharper point. And what did Hamlet do? Hamlet seized him. That is, Hamlet grabbed him, and rather than hitting Laertes with his own sword, Hamlet, he took Laertes' sword and hit him. So now, what has happened by chance that Laertes is also cut with the same poisoned sword from which he cut Hamlet. Okay, so they both are having poison in their blood now, and they both are having cuts. Why? They both are bleeding, exclaimed Horatio. Someone is cheating. So basically, now it's Horatio who's discovering that something is wrong in the fight because they shouldn't bleed. Because if you're using blood swords, then nobody bleeds. So he says somebody is cheating. That means, someone is having a pointed sword because both of them are bleeding. And how is that possible? I mean, they shouldn't bleed when they are having blunt pointed swords. So it was Horatio who actually first discovered that there was some cheating going on and somebody was having a pointed sword. At that moment, the queen fell to the floor. Claudius tried to keep Hamlet away from her. It's the sight of blood. She has just fainted. That's all, he said loudly. But the queen screamed out so loud everyone could hear it. The drink, the drink. Oh, my dear Hamlet. The drink, the drink. I have been poisoned. She died almost immediately. Okay, so now see what has happened. This is the first person dying, in the end, towards as we reach the end. That while Horatio was shouting that someone is cheating, and Laertes and Hamlet both started bleeding after receiving the cuts. Finally, you have the queen falling down on the floor, and as soon as she falls down, Claudius, he shouts at that, oh, it's just because, Hamlet has received a cut and her son has been hurt. That is the only reason why she has fainted, and, she has fell down because she got see her son receiving a cut. So that is the reason that, and don't worry, nobody should worry, she's all fine, she's all set, continue with the fight. But the queen at the same time, she screamed so loudly, she shouted out so loudly that, it somebody has poisoned me, and there was poison in the drink. And she shouted to Hamlet, the drink, you see, and there is something in my drink and there was poison. And she died immediately. That is, she did died just at that very moment. Okay, and she is now dead. Gertrude is no more. Gertrude has died. Someone here has done this. Lock the doors. They shall not escape, Hamlet ordered. So now the fight stops and Hamlet tells, the guards, can lock the doors. Somebody must have poured poison. Let's check out who has done this evil deed, and nobody should leave the fighting arena until and unless I find out who is the person behind putting the poison. Okay. Too late, Hamlet, you are dying, Laertes gasped, and fell to the floor. I am killed by my own wickedness. My sword was poisoned. The sword you are holding now, that you hit me with. There's nothing you can do. It will take only minutes. Oh God, I'm dying. The king to blame. Laertes lay on the ground, twisting in terrible pain. So, while Hamlet was all upset that what had happened to Gertrude and who is behind putting poison, Laertes shouts out to him that, oh, you know, you cannot do anything right now because you have also got poison in your bloodstream. Your mother has died because she has died of drinking poison wine from the bowl. But you will also die because the sword which I hit you with and which you took from me, or which you snatched from me and you hit me back with, was actually poisoned. And I have poison running in my blood, and you have poison running in your blood now. So definitely, you won't live longer. It will only take minutes, okay? And as soon as your whole body will be poisoned, you will die too, okay? Please close the camera, students. You're not allowed to open the cameras. Please close the cameras. Okay, so basically, what happened that Laertes was there, but actually he confessed the truth before he died, and he told Hamlet that it is the king who is to be blamed, and everything has been done by the king. Okay, so you can, you should see what the king has done. A poisoned sword. Hamlet realized there wasn't a moment to lose. He rushed to Claudius and cut his arm until he bled. Then, before the guards could stop him, he seized the poisoned wine and forced it down the king's throat. Follow my mother, he screamed. The king gave a horrible cry and fell to his knees. Then he fell onto the floor face down. He was dead. Hamlet had at last taken revenge for his father's death, but he was about to die himself. Suddenly he heard someone calling his name in a very weak voice. Okay, so what happened that when Hamlet realized that it was a poisoned sword and it was all Claudius's plan, and Laertes has confessed it that okay, you know the sword was poisoned, the bowl was poisoned, and Gertrude is dead now. Laertes is about to die. So Hamlet thought that there was no moment to lose, and he, before Claudius could get the opportunity to run away or to escape or to get back into his senses and to have some another wicked plan, he went to Claudius and cut his arm, and now he has also poison in his body because he has been cut with the same sword. And not only that, he cut his arm, but he also made him drink the poisoned wine. He grabbed him and he made him drink all the poisoned wine and told him that okay, now this is your end, that you should die too and follow my mother. And the king fell down on his knees, and he also died. So now Claudius is also dead. Okay, and Hamlet has at last taken the revenge for his father's death. But during this, he just heard at the end moment that there was somebody calling him. And who's this? Hamlet, forgive me. I was wrong to blame you for my father and my dear sister Ophelia, whispered Laertes. Before Hamlet could answer, Laertes was dead. And so you see, Laertes, as just I told you that he was a good man, he was not a bad man. So before he died, he asked for forgiveness, and he told Hamlet that forgive me. I did not mean to do whatever I have done. It was just out of my anger and out of my revenge, that the thing that it was bubbling into me, that I have to take my revenge and I have to kill you, and I have to do anything I can. So that's why I just planned to kill you with Claudius. Otherwise, I didn't mean to do this, and just forgive me. I don't want to be a part of hell when I die. And I was sorry that I blamed you for my father and Ophelia's death. And before Hamlet could say anything back to him or to calm him down, that okay, I have forgiven you already, Claudius was dead. So now how many people are dead by now? Gertrude died, Claudius died, and Laertes was also dead. Okay. By now, Hamlet could hardly breathe. His whole body was filled with terrible burning pain. Before his eyes, the world was turning red and black. So basically, now he has, all poison in his body also. So he is taking his last breath. So he's having trouble. He's having a problem breathing because his breaths are about to stop. Okay, he's about to die, and he's putting up all the energy to breathe, and he's having a burning pain in his body because of the poison, and the whole world is turning red and black. That is when you're losing consciousness, then you see the colors of the world changing. Everything is now become clear to him. He has taken the revenge, but he has lost his mother, and he has killed Laertes also by mistake, or you can say that it was just because of Laertes himself a plan that he got killed. Horatio, he cried as he fell onto the ground. Horatio rushed to his side. Horatio, I'm dying. Goodbye, my poor mother. Oh, Horatio, you must tell people the truth. Tell them what really happened. So he calls up Horatio, his best friend, who's standing there. That, oh, Horatio, come here. I am dying. It's my end. This is all it. I mean, I'm going to die soon, and I want you to tell people the truth, that what really happened, what was actually happening in this arena where we are fighting the sword match, because everybody is not here. Tell the world what happened here. I'll die with you like a Roman servant when his master dies. I'll drink this poisoned wine, cried Horatio, his tears falling onto Hamlet's face. So in olden days it was a common thing that if the master died, then the servants also kill themselves with him. But Horatio said that, oh, I would like to kill myself too, and I will drink this poisoned wine, and I will die with you. So, and he was so upset, he was all crying, and tears were falling from his face, from his eyes onto Hamlet's face. He was holding Hamlet, definitely in his lap. No, no, Horatio, if you love me, you must suffer and live. You must tell the world that I'm innocent. Tell them that Claudius was the murderer. Horatio had to agree, but it was terrible for him to watch as Hamlet twisted and screamed in pain and finally died on the ground before him. The young prince of Denmark, that good, quiet, thoughtful man, was dead. So basically, what happens in the end, that Horatio wants to kill himself, but Hamlet refuses him. Hamlet tells him, no, don't kill yourself, because I want you to live. I want you to tell the person, or to tell the world the real picture of what happened. what was actually the truth, because Richo knows all the truth since beginning. Hamlet has been telling him, on different points what what's going on, how Claudius is planning his murder and all that. So he tells Horatio that you must live, although you will suffer, because definitely you have lost a beloved, yeah, you will lose a friend, and definitely this is also tragic. But you need to live, and you need to tell people of what has happened, what how Claudius killed, my father, how Claudius kept, trying to kill me, and how today all these people have died because of him, because of his evil plan. And tell the world all of this, and telling, just saying all this, Hamlet twists and, screams in pain because of, that he's taking his last breaths, and he dies. Okay. And, on the ground laid, who on the ground laid the prince, the young prince of Denmark, who was good, who was quiet. Why was he good? Because he was not an evil person. He was quiet because he was actually a sensible person. He was not talking, chatting, and talking stupid things, and he was a thoughtful man. And so finally, he was dead. What happened to Claudius? Claudius died, beta. I just told you that Hamlet forced the wine into his throat, and Hamlet cut his arm with the poisoned sword, and he died then and there. So this is actually a very tragic play, because see, most of the characters die. Now, if we compare the ending of Hamlet to the Merchant of Venice, then you remember in the Merchant of Venice, all the people were happy in the end. It had a very happy ending. You know, the ladies got their husbands back, and Bassanio and Antonio, they remained friends forever, and everybody was happy. But here, the ending is very different. That is why it is called a tragedy, because in the end, almost all the main characters die. Okay, and even during the play, if you see, there are so many deaths. The first person to die was King Hamlet, definitely. Then Polonius died, then Ophelia died, then Gertrude, Claudius, Letus, Hamlet, so many people, died in the play. So this is actually a very tragic play with a very tragic ending. But what we learn from this play, what do you students understand? That for whoever does bad, bad things happen to that person also, and sometimes good people also have to suffer because of bad people. Okay. So let's move on. Okay, now let's see who can answer these questions. They're very easy questions, I think. Okay. Ariba Osman, are you there, Ariba Osman? Can you answer the first question? Who fought the sword match? Ariba Osman, can you answer me who fought the sword match? Yes, Ariba Osman, are you there, Vijay? Yes, miss. So answer the question, bacha. What is the answer? Who fought the match? Who fought the sword match? Thank you for your answers, everyone. I truly appreciate that you people are here and present in the class. The friendly match was fought between, or the sword match was fought between Hamlet and Laertes. Okay, you can't say that one person fought the match, because definitely to have a match you have to have two people. So it was Laertes and Hamlet who fought the match. Thank you. Okay, so can I have, let's see, Wise Ahmad? Wise Ahmad, can you answer me the second question? What happened to Gertrude during the match? What happened to Gertrude during the match? Wise Ahmad, are you there? Okay, Maida, thank you for the answer. But can I have the answer from Wise Ahmad? Fatma, thank you for the answer. You're right. Thank you, Abdul Rahman. Okay, why is this not here? So you people have answered. Thank you. What happened to Gertrude? That she drank from the poison, from the bowl that had poisoned wine, and before she could, do anything else, she fell down on the floor and she died. But before she died, she cried and told everybody that the drink was poisoned. Okay. Okay. Why Horatio thought someone was cheating? Why Horatio thought someone was cheating? Arham Mughal, can you answer my question? Why Horatio thought someone was cheating? Yes, Fatma Abdul Karim, you are right. Thank you for the answer. Thank you. Okay, Wise Ahmad, you are not there, I think. So basically, the answer was Horatio found that both of them were bleeding, and definitely, if they were using blunt swords, then nobody could bleed. So that is how he discovered that someone was cheating. Okay. Okay, did Laertes confess the truth before he died? Did Laertes tell somebody the truth before he died? Okay, can I have Muhammad Ali Rao? Can you answer my question? Did Laertes confess the truth before he died? Did Laertes confess the truth before he died? Yes, he confessed the truth. Okay, he told Hamlet that not only he confessed the truth, but he also asked for forgiveness. He told Hamlet that it was the king who has done all the wickedness. It was all the king's plan, and he also asked for forgiveness from Hamlet that forgive me for all the wrongs that I have done and for blaming you for all this that has happened. So he told him that okay fine, he confessed all the truth, and also not only he confessed the truth, but he also asked for forgiveness from Hamlet. Okay. Okay, why Hamlet asked Horatio not to kill himself? Who's going to answer this one? Let's see. Okay, Fatma Shahid, can you answer me this question? Why Hamlet asked Horatio not to kill himself? Yes, Fatma Shahid, can you answer why Hamlet asked Horatio not to kill himself? Okay, thank you, students, for the answers. Okay, let's see what you people are saying. Because Hamlet wanted Horatio to tell the world that Hamlet was innocent and he had done nothing. Right, that's right, exactly. You are right, Maida. To tell the world that Hamlet was innocent. Okay, Fatma Abdul Kareem, that is right. Thank you, S.M. Balada. Okay, Muhammad Ali Rao, you are here to tell everyone that Claudius killed his father and Hamlet was innocent. Exactly. Thank you, Muhammad Ali Rao, for the answer. So basically, now you people understood the ending of the story. Okay, one more thing. Can you people tell me, is this a tragedy, a comedy? What kind of a play is this? I just told you people if you were listening. Hamlet is what kind of the play? What is the genre of the play? Tragedy, exactly. It's a tragic play where people are actually dying, where people are actually suffering. They are facing all the consequences of what they have done. And actually, this play also tells us that if you do something bad, if you commit something, if you commit a sin, then you have to pay back in this own world. See, if you look at Claudius's life, even though he became the king, but all his life he was, after becoming a king, he was always having a fear. He was never happy because he knew that he's the king, but he always had a threat. He was always making, once he committed something bad, once he committed a crime or a sin, then all his life he was actually trying to, you know, cover that crime or trying to hide that crime. You know, sometimes he is planning to kill uh, Hamlet. Sometimes he is trying to hide the truth from Gertrude, you know, and Polonius was killed because of him. You know, Philia died because of all this. So definitely, if you do something wrong, if something wrong is committed, then you have to pay the price for it. Okay, it's not like that. You're never spared by God. So it's the whole lesson clear to you so far, or during the entire chapter that we have completed today? Any questions anybody has, kindly ask me now. We have 2 minutes. Any questions regarding any part of the story that was not clear, please make sure you ask me, because on Monday, inshallah, we'll be completing the questions and answers. I'll be uploading an assignment today, and in that assignment, you have 2 questions. So kindly complete that assignment, because now you don't have any more classes. So kindly complete the assignment, and I will be taking your copies probably on Monday or Wednesday, whenever you come. Okay, so I'll be uploading an assignment today. Please make sure you do the assignment, and those of your friends who are not here, kindly inform them also that I'll be uploading an assignment today and they have to complete it. It has 2 questions. One of the questions is the critical review of this, and the second one is the match question. Okay, it's about the match, so kindly do that. And I'll be also uploading the test at 9 a.m., your language test. So make sure you guys attempt it, and make sure you uh, attempt it carefully, okay? Because this is grammar. You don't have any books or copies to refer to or to check into. So read the sentence carefully and read the options and answer carefully, okay? So take care of yourself, students, and Allah Hafiz.